Hello everyone, welcome to another replay analysis. We are back on the SPL grind, and this time we are looking at a playoffs game for semifinals of the tournament between Sergio Aguero and GaryTheGengar. This should be a very interesting matchup because both players struggled in regular season, so they're looking to recover and bring a much needed win to their team. And so both are probably hungry for a W on the sheet. So let's see. We have a Hippodonk. Okay, we have one of those Spikes immune teams from GaryTheGengar with Hippodon, Clef, Latios Zam, sure, Rotom, Skarmory. Only Hippodon takes Spikes damage. The goal is to minimize the impact Spikes have on your team, so you can not bring a spinner, and then you can switch freely around enemy threats. There are some issues, I think, with this approach, but it's fine with Rotom Wash, probably. This is a bit more offensive than the standard Hippoclefs, right? You have Latios and Zam and a Volt Switch tool from Rotom. All those are pretty strong tools to pressure the enemy team. It's a bit faster than the usual Hippoclefs. As for Sergio, we have a pretty typical Sand offensive team. We have Starmie to spin, Ferrothorn probably Spikes, Landorus, could be anything really. Could be Scarf, could be Rocks, Max Speed, could be even specially defensive, or Pilkier, or Max Speed and Health. Latios, I think it's just Colburberry. You have Spikes and Starmie, so chipping Tyranitar works for this team. And then the Terrakion, I would say Choice Band. And Titar, especially defensive. This setup would give you some way to not instantly lose to Volk with Sand and Terrakion and the Titar. You have a Spinner, you have Hazards, you have decent revenge killing with Landorus and Latios. So yeah, I like this team. I would not run it, but that doesn't count, right? What I run is not what's good in the meta usually. Okay, so lead probably just Hippodon for Gary. Even if you want Sand up to start actually chipping the Starmie, I know that sounds sad. You can also lead Rotom Wash, really. Maybe Rotom is better, yeah. Just lead Rotom and Ball Switch. What's the worst that could happen? You can always Will-O-Wisp something. If you lead into Ferrothor, you can Ball Switch to Skarmory and get a Spike up. That's okay too. You have Clef and Rotom for the Starmie anyway, and you should outlast it in the long run. Main issue with this matchup, I think, is that Gary's team is pretty weak to Terrakion. Unless the Hippodon is physically defensive, that's pretty rare nowadays, but I think it's necessary here, right? You cannot run specially defensive. If you do that, you probably need Sash on Zam, and Latios could be anything really. I'm expecting like Colburberry or White Herb even. So leads, I think, Rotom for Gary. For Sergio, probably Ferrothorn is the best one. I don't think... Ah, yeah, it has to be Lam, right? Well, anyway, I think you lead the Ferrothorn and click Rocks as Rotom leads and clicks Volt Switch. That's what I expect or want to play. How? Then you Volt Switch your Rotom and get Skarmory in, probably. and then click spikes. Sergio has army probably, but that's okay. You can just switch to Rotom, and as Rotom, even if Starmie spins, you get another Volt switch, and then you can get either Hippodon or Skarmory again, and you're okay with that, I think. You take some hazard chip, but I think it's fine. That's what I would say. But yeah, let's see. Should be a great game. Let's... Clef? Okay. Why Clef? Are Seismic Toss turn 1? Really? Why? What's the logic behind this? Okay, Sergio clicks Stealth Rock. Right, that's the right play, obviously. You really need... with Rocks and Sand Up, your Landorus can actually be pretty strong into Rotom, and maybe even the Skarmory if it's not Rocky Helmet. Even if it is, you put some decent pressure on it by going Latios or Starmie on the Skarmory. In fact, with the Rocks up, Starmie is pretty difficult. You only have Clef that, yeah, I mean, it does wall it. You get a free double out if you're about that life, which you should probably be, since you are in semifinals of SPL. So you should try your best to outplay your opponent. Just play better, man. Alright, so the Seismic Toss, I see the value, in a sense. You scout Ferrothor's item, and if it's not lefties, you are actually doing some good progress for your Latios Zam endgame. And even Rotom Wash likes a cheap Ferrothor, obviously. I just don't think it's worth it turn 1 versus Rocks for the Ferrothor. Well, maybe he has something that I don't know about, but I don't like... If this were Fire Blast Clef, this would have been one of the plays ever. Sadly, it wasn't. And so we're kind of stuck here with Clef. Do you Seismic Toss again? Sergio should probably switch out. But to what? And what does... Okay, you know what? Let's just see what these people do, because this is not an easy turn. Okay, Lando comes out, and we click Anchor. So I guess this was his plan all along, and why he Seismic Toss turn 1. But even if for Anchor Rocks, like, what do you get out of it? I guess you can Seismic Toss again. You know it's leftovers Ferrothorn. I guess it's okay. Okay, so Clef against Lando. You know nothing about... Okay, you know it's not Rocks Lando, actually. That should be pretty worrying for Clef, because this could very well be offensive. Like Scarf, maybe? Could be Swords Dance, could be Substitute. So you should probably switch the Clef out. As you don't know what the guy is up to. But then what do you send? You have Rocks up on your field, and you just go Skarmory, right? And I assume Sergio is going to U-turn. You pretty much revealed that you are not Rocks Lando, so I guess Gary should be scared of something. Like, even just max attack Earthquake will do around 50%. You can Soft Void to scout, I guess. Still a bit risky. It's worse than just switching out, right? Yeah, you give up some free damage on your Skarmory, but I think it's worth it. I will just go Skarmory here. As for Sergio, just U-turn, right? If your opponent switches to Skarmory, you can go Latios and start attacking. And you also get to see the Skarmory set, which is pretty important. Although it's probably physically offensive, right? Well, anyway, let's see what happens. Oh, goodbye, Clef. That's a superpower Landorus. We used to run this. I use this with Fighting Gem and Swords Dance. I also use this on Scarf, which I'm starting to suspect is Landorus's Scarf. Okay, so why Superpower and not U-turn? Even if Skarmory comes in, you do enough damage to it. Let's say you do, what, 28% plus rocks. Skarmory is at 60%, and you force it to roost. And it's probably better than just straight up U-turning. I mean, it's not better per se, but you can force a play with this just as easily. And this also will do a lot to Rotom. And of course it killed Clef, so yeah. Alright, I got caught me off guard, and I guess Gary too, because he just stayed in, which I said I would rather go Skarmory, but I also see why you will stay in and just soft boil, right? It's a free scouting turn, and then you force a Terra out, not the best, maybe, but or maybe you're even, I don't know, Ice Beam Clef. Although Toss and Beam, a bit extreme probably. But yeah. So now you lost Clef, which means Latios and Starmie both are very dangerous. And you still don't have hazards. Well, it's only turn 3. What do you do if you go Hippo, right, and just click rocks? I think this is best play. Yep, there he comes. Now we see if Landorus is choiced or not. Okay, looks like it is. Either that or it's like Swords Dance. Okay, rocks go up. Starmie takes the Sun Chip. Probably forced to go Rotom. There's no other good plays. And Spin comes out. Probably just Volt. You could click Will-O-Wisp, but Volt works. Volt switch. Skarmory. Easy. 45. Okay, so this is specially defensive Skarmory. Usually you run physically defensive on these teams because they're pretty weak to Excadrill. But this one's got Rotom, and I suspect it's physically defensive Hippodon. Because else you just lose to Terrakion, right? Hippodon is a better Terrakion wall than Skarmory in a sense. Mostly because you take less rocks damage, and you're about as big, slightly bulkier even if you are physically defensive. So you avoid the 2-hit KO, something that Skarmory doesn't do, I believe, or if it does, barely. But no, I think it is a 2-hit KO, so that's what I'm expecting. And yeah, this is a confirmed specially defensive Skarmory, right? 45% from HP Fire Latios. But what do you do here as a Gary? You're kind of stuck here. I guess you can hard Latios. But then what do you do then? I guess this. You're gonna throw it into Ferrothorn, probably. Now, let's see what Gary does. Oh, that's a very aggressive Terrak. Actually, Terrak is good, because we already established that this is a special defensive Skarmory, so you get a big close combat off. Gary goes for a pretty ballsy spikes, but I like it. He really needs to get some action going, because he's very far behind as of now. So for here, I think you just switch to Hippodon. There's no other place. I mean, yeah, maybe your opponent can double, but I think he goes for the close combat here. Just to make sure the Hippodon is physically defensive, which turns out it is. Oh, it's Life Orb Terrak. Okay, some valuable chip on the Terrak. That's actually pretty important, because Terrak could survive a Zam attack if the Zam is not Life Orb. And if it's Psychic, which I think it is. Well, yeah, same with Latios, right? You cannot just surf into Terrakion in Sand. So what happens now? Well, you're kind of forced to switch as Gary, obviously. But what? Rotom? Another round of rocks? Not great, but it's probably the best you have. Whoop. And there it is. Spin. Starmie still is. Starmie already has lost 25% of its health just from sand. And here comes the Volt Switch. Probably just Spike as both. Yeah. Okay, so a sick play from Gary will be to double into Zam. I don't know if now, but if you manage to catch the Starmie in with Zam, and actually, do you want to do that? Because then you lose your Zam to Titar. Maybe not. Maybe you just stay in a Spike, and when Starmie comes out, you Brave Bird it, and you are risking obviously losing your Skarmory or almost losing it. But at least that removes Starmie from the field. That's what. Yeah, I think you should just pump Spikes as both. You want Spikes. Maybe one layer is enough really to kill Hippo with Terrak. So maybe Sergio will just click something else. Does he have Leech Seed? Probably not. Double Hazards. Probably Gyro Ball. Power Whip. Maybe Steel Wave over Gyro Ball. That would be a play. I don't think it is T-Wave. I expect just double stab. Let's see. Let's see. I guess he tried to catch the Starmie in. Oh, it is Leech Seed. Oh, this is so bad for Gary. He tried to catch the Starmie, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I think that's what he was going for. Oh, nice double. So Sergio's Latios is HP Fire, so it's probably slower. Oh, it took some damage before the other Latios. Surely it's not Scarf HP Fire. They're probably both HP Fire then, since this is a tie, probably. In fact, it has to be. Or Gary's modest. That's no. Let's not go there. Let's not. And so since this is a tie, I think you go for it if you're. You can also switch into Skarmory. You have to hope Sergio clicks Draco Meteor, but then you get a free Roost up and then you're fine. Did he do it? No, he just attacked. Okay, he went for it. Understandable in a sense. Okay, so if you're the ultimate Giga Chad here, you click Zam on the Leech Seed. Anyone else? And then click Focus Blast or HP Fire, whatever you have. If you have neither of those, I'm sorry, but you should probably not be using Zam. Let's see. Oh, it is Fire Latios. Yeah, okay, never mind. I completely forgot. I even reasoned about this earlier and just... This game is hard, okay? Good Hippodon. Maybe. Oh, wow. That's a very aggressive Leech Seed. I mean, maybe not that aggressive. It was probably just sacrificing the Ferro onto Latios, and then it was with Titar. And since this is probably Scarflando, at this point it's pretty much guaranteed. It's like, yeah, if I kill Latios with Titar by sacrificing my Ferrothorn, then my Landorus is more than enough to beat Zam, because you can always U-turn out of it for free and then get Starmie in, for example, or even Terrakion and get a kill for free. So yeah, So good seeds by Sergio. And Gary, I mean, when I suggested going Zam, I was serious in a sense, but you also don't really want to do it, right? Especially if you're Focus Blast Zam, because then you're needing to hit many Focus Blasts at once. Like, yeah, which is not happening. Okay, Starmie comes out on the Latios. Latios is in Ice Beam range, so never mind. There's a switch and a recover. Is it not Beam Starmie? Is it Fire? I don't know. Surf? What? Okay, come on, Gary. He's trying to sacrifice the Ferroton to trap your Latios. Just get with the program. Yeah. Like, you cannot prevent this from happening, so I'm not sure why he surfed. I guess there's a chance that Sergio just trolls the game by going Titar and then surf crits, and then you're like, yep, that's the game. Sure, but I think you accept that your Latios is going to die to Titar, and that's worse now because you have Leech Seed up. So the Titar can just pursue it. And even if it fails and you stay in and you leave, but he gets some health back and you're not, yeah, 26%. Pursuit comes out, 24, man, it's so sad. And watch, Titar gets 9% health back. That's pretty nice for the Titar. 30%. Pursue it, yep. And you know that as of now, Titar will survive a Zam Focus Blast if it's Choppleberry. It does what, like 35% average around there? So yeah, you have a very good chance to leave it. Although maybe it will be hard to spin away this spike because I don't think Sergio just sacrifices Titar here, right? Rotom comes out. Rotom? Sure. Either pump. Nice chip. Okay, so if you're Giga Chad like me, you know Sergio is clicking recover and you just click Will-O-Wisp. Or even Pain Split. Pain Split is the Psychic. Oh, it's T-Wave. Nice. Love T-Wave. Love Rotom Wash. Simple as. Pain Split. I mean, yeah, you're not killing it. Oh, now you kill with Hydro Pump. You definitely click Hydro Pump here. Oh no. And there it is. Para. Nice. Justice. Kind of. Volt Switch still doesn't kill, so I have to Hydro Pump again. You also don't want to Volt Switch anyway. Rocks are up, and at least this way you force out the Terrakion. And there he is. Hippodon will die, it's at 76%, and there's a spike down. So yeah, there it is, goodbye Rotom. Now, what we do have here is a Hippodon play. Oh, Zam. Yeah, actually Zam probably better, but it's a bit dangerous. You're playing a dangerous guessing game. So I'm assuming this is Sash, okay? Because it's kind of needed. That's fine, but what's the issue here? If you click Psychic or Psyshock, whatever you have, and your opponent goes Titar, you're kind of fucked. Technically, your best play here is Focus Blast, because it hits both Terrak and Titar. But then hits is a big word here. 75% accuracy. If you're Grass Knot, that's okay. Titar is low, so you can just Psychic. There's a Spike up, yeah. What am I even talking about? Titar will die to a Focus Blast. Is at 41% minus spikes. Yeah, 28%. Yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, you click Psychic move. Sergio goes Titar here, and that's the Psychic move. Okay, so you can go for a slightly risky play, not that risky, but you can just hard Landorus here if you're Sergio, and as you expect, Focus Blast or Signal Beam. Signal Beam wouldn't kill actually, so probably Focus Blast, and Lando will take, I don't know, 35% from Focus Blast, and then you keep the Tyranitar sacrifice. Also, you can pretend you're Custard Berry. Monai live action roleplay goes crazy. So yeah, I think Sergio will just go Lando here, and Gary is kind of forced to Focus Blast. Ice, HP Ice will be an insane flex and completely deranged, and I love it. But I give it a 5% chance of happening. I'm going to see a Focus Blast, right? And there it is, Focus Blast, 29%. Now you go Skermory as Sergio U-turns to Terrakion. I don't think you kill, but I mean, you do, yeah. Gary cannot roost loop this. Oh, he just trades. I'm fine. This is a bit of a conundrum. Nah, is it? No, you go Titar if you're Sergio. Just go Titar. This is why you save Titar, right? You can go Lando, but if Ippon comes out, yeah. Balloonist Army coming in clutch here. And there it is. Alright, the game is 80% over. Chance to hit Hydro Pump? 80%. Okay, if Zam is Sash, you can go Zam here, but you have to. And hope Sergio misses. Because then you keep your Sash, and then you get one kill. It depends on a few things, but I think if Sergio misses Hydro as Zam comes in, it's just over, right? Not yet, because you cannot play the Zam with Lando still. Okay, yeah, never mind. Anyway, you are the Zam here, because if it's your only winning play, not that he wins, but it's your only win chance play, and it doesn't miss. Now you switch to Titar, say goodbye to him. Yeah, to Miss Tyranitar. And now you go Andalus and just U-turn into Starmie, and it's done. You still have to hit one more Hydro Pump. Yeah, this guy's done. Okay, well played, Sergio. Also, well played, Gengar. A bit weird start with the Clef. Superpower caught him off guard. Although I think he still has many issues, even if he doesn't lose the Clef that early. Maybe it's enough to win like this late game scenario with a Clef. Yeah, probably staying in was a bit too greedy anyway. As I said, yeah, you can soft boil, but if your opponent U-turns, which he should, unless he has superpower, then he can go, well, he cannot really go much, because there's the threat of Thunder Wave. I don't know. Probably not staying still. Yeah. That was the bad play, I guess, from Gary. Then a few blemishes here and there from both players, but nothing major. And, you know, Sergio actually played very well. This is the Sergio Aguero I remember from Circuit, not the one we've seen in SPL so far. So I'm glad to see him back to form. As for Gary, he played better than during regular season, I would say. He's also returning to form, just a bit slightly less so than Sergio, probably. But yeah, it was fun. Good job, guys. See you next time.